Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with William Hill Empire Fights. So I'd like to be joined by George Groves. George, just quickly, I heard you say Usyk's your hero. Talk to me why.
Ah, he's the man, isn't he? He's hilarious. I mean, I'm from Hammersmith. I mean, you might hear it in another interview, which you shouldn't watch. You should watch this one. But of course, Hammersmith. Who put Hammersmith on the map? Rick Mail and Adrian Eberson in bottom. And who is the doppelganger of Rick Mail? Oleksandr Usyk.
And that's the reason.
And he's
with his supreme boxing skills and genius in the ring, but that.
Well, that too. And phenomenal athlete, phenomenal fighter, big man, and he's fucking hilarious.
Before we talk about colour, so let's just stay on Usyk for a minute. There's rumours that him and Deontay Wilder could be fighting in the Middle East. What do you make of that clash in terms of someone like Deontay who could switch your lights off like that, and Usyk who's just a phenomenal boxer?
Yeah, I mean, Usyk's got to be switched on. No free shots with Deontay Wilder. I think that's a hard fight for Deontay Wilder. I think, you know, unless he just throws absolute caution to the wind and just lets his hands go and then catches Usyk, because Usyk makes a mistake. Usually he likes to set you up, and it takes him a long time to pull that trigger. I don't think Usyk will ever be there to be in range for that. He's always cutting out of those smart angles off the southpaw stance. So that'll be a fascinating fight. I mean, as an Usyk fan, I love Deontay Wilder as well. I just love the knockout power. I love the way he throws a right hand is incredible. But yeah, I'd have Team Usyk t-shirt on that night, and I would be at edge of the seats, you know, because he's got that equaliser power.
What does Tyson Fury do now? Is he going to go down the route of a Joe Joyce, do you think, or what's he going to do? Cross over and do the Francis Ngannou thing many people talked about for years? Joyce, maybe? Joyce
is a hard fight. Joyce is a hard fight. Joyce is a hard fight for everyone and anyone. I think he's got a great chin, unbelievable engine. Sure, he's crude at times, but he just keeps marching forward. Just keeps marching forward. And who would want to fight someone like that? No one. And especially in the heavyweight division, you know, that's just, they don't exist. So yeah, I think he's a real hard night for Tyson Fury. Hard night for Usyk. Hard night for everyone. So yeah, I think, you know, if the sort of exhibition fight with the MMA guy, if that can be made, that makes a lot of sense. Tyson's got that crossover appeal. That'll buy into, you know, his character anyway. So you know, he's. I mean, other than that, I'm not sure. It's got to kind of be a big name or a big fight, preferably both. I don't think he'll be able to go low key.
Liam Smith's here tonight, and so is Kell Brook. Kell Brook's been rumoured to be linked with Conor Benn. Would you like to see Kell Brook back in the ring? We know he's gone through some struggles, but by all means he's training now, looks happy again. Do you want to see Kell Brook back in the ring, and what would you make of a matchup with him and Conor?
I think it would be fantastic for him to go out on the high of beating Amir Khan, who they had that on-off rivalry all them years. You know, they disliked each other, and he got the win. You know, and essentially he outlasted Amir Khan in some ways, because Amir Khan he wasn't quite the same fighter, and Kell was. But he's only been in hard fights. You know, the Crawford fight, the Spence fight. It's up to him. I don't know him anywhere near well enough to advise him what to do, what to not. But I can imagine having that sweet, you know, that sweet last dance victory. Tough to tarnish that. So I'd quite happily see him remain retired. But each their own.
Anthony Joshua back out next week against Jermaine Franklin. We saw Jermaine Franklin, good performance against Dillian White. A lot of people thought he nicked it. Does Anthony Joshua next week have to win in devastating fashion for us to say, you know what, the old AJ is back? Does he have to put a statement on?
For us to say that, yeah, he does. Like, he has to, and I think he can, and I think he will. I think he stops. Franklin. Franklin's a good fighter. You know, he had a bit of time out of the ring. I'm not sure why that was, contractual problems or whatnot. But yeah, you know, had a good run out against Dillian White. Dillian White was nowhere near his best that night, coming off the back of a big loss, or the loss against Tyson Fury. So yeah, but I think Joshua's in a good headspace. I think he's going to want to come and perform. I think once he lands some big shots, I think he might get rid of him. But Franklin's he's no arsehole. he's not a chump, is he? No. He's not a mug. So yeah, you know, a bit fleshy, but he can box.
Looks like he's knocked a bit off in the opening press conference. I looked and thought he looks like he started camp a bit early.
Well, that's why you watch the presses and I don't. So yeah, great. But yeah, if he's had a bit of notice as well, probably a bit of shape, better shape. You know, come off the back of his loss, then maybe he's thinking, I'll get himself in better shape. So no, could be a good fight, really good fight.
Just quickly, Lawrence Okolie, forget about the performance for a minute, but what about the relationship between him and Sugar Hill? You were obviously there. Do you see any improvements in Lawrence? I know it's only early days, but Sugar's done a lot with a lot of fighters, notably Tyson Fury. Are we seeing slight changes in Lawrence?
Is
it too early?
Yeah, it's too early, really. I didn't see anything tonight in terms of any significant changes, but I wouldn't want to. Do you know what I mean? You don't start with a trainer and try and reinvent the wheel. They're there to make those subtle adaptations. You know, I think he was doing really well with Shane McGuigan. I don't think that relationship broke down over needing a change. I think it was just geographically, logistics didn't work. So and that'd be that. So it makes sense that, you know, he's moved on. But I'm sure every trainer is different. Every good trainer is different, and there will be some subtle differences come out. I haven't seen it yet, I don't think. On just first-hand experience watching it, but I'm sure they will come. You know, we saw differences through Tyson Fury moving to Sugar Hill, sitting on his shots a little bit more, but that was really quite obvious. I think for me, it's like, why ain't this guy who's 6'9", 19.5 stone, pressing the guy, stands on the shots and punching with intent? Now he is. Bit different for Lawrence Okolie. He has to create that space to get those equaliser shots off. But I'm sure a Kronk-ish type style will appear.
And finally, for me, I spoke to you before about retired life. Now you said you're enjoying it. You're doing these podcasts now, the George Grove podcast. How are you enjoying that side of it? Does it feel like work, or are you just enjoying yourself having these conversations with people?
No, it's lovely. I mean, sometimes it's work, don't get me wrong, but it depends who you're talking to, you know.
Well, you pick the guest show.
Yeah, we got drag it out of them. But in fact, we've been lucky. I love it. Like, I've teamed up with Crowd Network. They came to me, said they want to do a boxing podcast. They know how to run podcasts. I was like, yes. So what's it called? Oh, it's called the George Groves Boxing Club. Oh, that's my show. Yeah. So it can have my think and feel, and you know, in boxing you have an opportunity to try and get your personality across while you're fighting, but essentially the clickbait headlines is always just antagonistic, you rearing up with someone else, or they want to talk to you when you're tired and hungry and in camp, fight week, whatnot, you know. Whereas this is hopefully a bit of fun. We have a lovely deep dive into all aspects of boxing when we can. You know, and nothing's off the table. So no, I do. I really enjoy it, and hopefully it can long may continue.
Yeah, it's good. Appreciate your time anyway, Josh. Thanks for giving us some of it.
Lovely. No worries. Thanks for having us.